Hey, it's Abdullah. Back in 2007, the mad scientists at Nokia wanted to bring optical zoom into smartphones. And I have with me today the very last one of these crazy attempts. The Nokia N93i, a multimedia powerhouse with some insane tricks up its sleeve. And this was a revised version of the N93, which was cool in its own way, but looked a bit too old-fashioned and was considered way too heavy and bulky back then. So the i version came out with a much nicer design and slightly less heft. So let's talk about all of its quirks and features, some of the cool tricks that it had, and what were the weaknesses that were relevant for its time. And we shall start with the quirks. At first glance, the N93i looks like an oversized flip phone, but the display could actually swivel and twist into 3 positions. Standard mode for regular usage, view mode for watching content, and camcorder mode for capturing video and pictures. I love the design of the N93i. It looks very fancy even if it doesn't exactly feel expensive in the hand. The mirror finish on the front just looks very cool, but it's a nightmare to keep clean. The silver and plum color combination also looks awesome. The N93i has a 2.4-inch TFT display with a 320 by 240 resolution. It supported up to 16 million colors and it was nice for its time. In view mode, you'd make full use of the buttons on top of the display, which were very convenient to use. And did you think that mirror finish was just there to look nice? You'd be wrong actually. It helped hide an OLED display on the front, which displayed your notifications when the device was closed. And it blended perfectly with the finish when the display was off. Very cool. The T9 keypad buttons had a nice brushed aluminum design to them, adding to the appeal. They also had extra multimedia buttons and a generously sized D-pad to make full use of the tall form factor. The N93i was also capable of 3 times optical zoom. You heard that right. Well, technically 2.7x optical zoom. The cylinder barrel design holds the 3.2 megapixel camera with Carl Zeiss optics and gives it enough space to physically move to provide the optical zoom. Again, very cool. The LED flash didn't have any space next to the camera, so had to be implemented on the left side of the device, under the camera. Video recording was limited to 480p at 30 frames per second, which was the highest back then and considered DVD quality. And Nokia even fitted 2 microphones on the N93i to capture better audio recording in video, which is something we take for granted today on premium devices. On the side you had the buttons to make full use of the camera, from the record button to the zoom slider that surrounds it to a joystick to help control the camera interface. You even had a dedicated button to enable or disable flash and another one to quickly switch between photo mode and video mode. The N93i came with the same internals as the N95. So it had a dual-core processor clocked at 332 MHz and even a dedicated hardware accelerator, what we call today a GPU. And thanks to that, it was even capable of playing 3D games for the time, which was rare. The device ran on Symbian S60 version 9.1, and here are some of its capabilities. Real multitasking, powerful music player, powerful video player. You could sideload third-party apps, different profiles and themes, TV out functionality. So what were the issues of the N93i? It was still considered hefty and very large compared to most phones back then, despite losing over 17 grams compared to the N93. So it weighed just over 160 grams. The image quality of the main camera wasn't great, and the battery capacity and endurance went down compared to the original N93 in order to make it a smaller device. The N93i also didn't have a 3.5mm headphone jack. And finally, it was really expensive back then, costing close to about 500 euros. The N93 and the N93i are the definition of niche devices, but the latter still remains one of the coolest devices Nokia came up with. It just tried to do a bit too much in a form factor that wasn't exactly very comfortable to use, and at a price that was out of reach for most people, so it never really sold that well. Plus back then the N95 existed, and it was just a far superior product overall. But I love such crazy experiments, and this is where the N93i gains its classic status. Plus, just look at the darn thing. Anyways, that's it from me. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up to support me, and subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying my content, and I shall see you in the next one.